Oh, season 2, episode 4 of The Boys. This is my review, ladies and gents. This is my review. Of course, we now know that it's going episodic week by week, and I did wonder whether they were just going to release it at some point during the day, or whether there'd be like a set time, or just whenever. I watched this, I don't know, like middle of the day, so I think they're just releasing it when it actually ticks over to the date. So it may actually hit your geographical location before other people's. I really enjoyed this episode. There were some twists and there were some turns. I will say, I really like the cinematography. There is a good use of lens flare, which I know sounds really dumb because we've had years of J.J. Abrams just abusing our eyes with lens flare after lens flare, almost like you're looking at a solar eclipse. It's awful. However, in this, really nice. Subtle as well. Lens flare is just to sort of accent emotional scenes, or scenes where things are deemed a little bit more delirious and things like this, and generally speaking just lens flares, and they actually look really good in this. The technical aspect of the show is great. It's really, really decent. This episode was a weird one because it kind of compounds some things which they seem to set up, but I was completely wrong anyway, because they did like a U-turn, so I'm guessing they didn't set up what I thought they were setting up. And they also go against the comics a little bit more, but hopefully maybe there'll be a revelation further down the line, and maybe it will serve a purpose, hopefully. So what I'm talking about is Becca and Butcher. So obviously their interaction and what Becca, why she left. In the comics, apparently she just out and out cheated on Butcher. This episode seems to confirm that Homelander did indeed do the nasty against her will, but I don't know. I got the impression, and I'm clearly wrong, but let me know if you had the similar thing. I got the impression that they made a deal. I don't know, because there was some dialogue. Homelander says, I think it was indeed actually in episode 3, where we made a deal, and he sat there in that room. So it sounded like they had made a deal with one another. So I'm hoping that there will be some twists and turns, but we'll see. She's been a very good narrative force behind Butcher's drive and what he's even doing in this series. So without that now, there's nothing to anchor Butcher as a character, so it'll be interesting to see what direction they take it, whether they're going to anchor him with anything else. Now, the dialogue, Butcher's accent is really bad. A lot of people questioned why I never pointed this out in my, my first 3 episode reviews. I don't think it's supposed to be good. I think he's supposed to be a bit of a parody. I don't know, but it comes across like he's supposed to be a bit of a parody. Yeah, his accent really sucks. That's not a Cockney accent. So yeah, I can appreciate that it's not very good, but I think it's supposed to be a parody. There was some dialogue in here where I think some people will have some issues with, where Huey and Starlight, stood up against the vending machines, and they're having quite an emotional moment, and they're talking about one another. Well, they're talking about each other and what they can and can't do, and what they are doing. One's awake all night and the other can't sleep, and all this kind of stuff, and whatever. And a lot of people will probably look at that and go, "Well, that was exposition city. Why are we getting this?" I thought it was, but also wasn't, because I thought it served to push a really nice emotional moment, which was then kind of shat on afterwards. So it's difficult really to see what direction they're going in. Now, the issue about Stormfront being feminazi, I guess. Now, I said feminazi, but she still kind of is, but isn't. She's definitely a racist. I said this in my last review, because in the last episode she went off and killed a whole bunch of people, and then the dialogue she gave before killing Kimiko's brother, you yellow blah, blah, blah. But anyway, it's expanded even further now that she's actually 70 years old. She was another superhero called Liberty. She's changed her name, she's changed her image, and presumably she's changed her powers as well, because if Liberty had certain powers but now Stormfront has others, one would say she's probably changed her powers, but who knows? But yeah, it's revealed that she's definitely a racist, or at least Liberty was. And it's thought that she and Liberty are one and the same. Look, all in all, good. I still like it. I really like Homelander's descent into just I don't know. I can't put a finger on it. He's a man just going insane, isn't he? He's a man going insane. So fragile, so just manic. You know, manic. I can't believe he's got a doppelganger locked up in a house. But this has just turned into full spoilers, hasn't it? Sorry about that. I'll probably leave it in the title then. I can't believe he's got doppelganger just locked up in a house pretending to be Madeline Stillwell. And that scene at the end when doppelganger turns into Homelander and is like, I'm going to do some nasty, I'm going to do some oral on you and you're going to love it and you're going to look in your own eyes. When it's like, Jesus Christ. But he doesn't like it. Or he does kind of like it, but then he doesn't when he says, everyone loves you. And he's like, no, I don't need you. I don't need them. I don't need anyone. So I can't put my finger on what they're doing with Homelander. I mean, obviously he's just a really fragile man, but, setting up the fact that obviously, growing up without a family and all these kind of things. Which is interesting, right? Now, they have set Homelander up as the ultimate, their greatest crowning achievement. But he's not that old, is he? And if Liberty was around before him, what's the difference? What am I looking at here? I'm really keen to see how that develops. Black Noir was good in this. He didn't really do anything, but hopefully they're setting him up really, really good for a future episode. I still like it. I don't like the episodic, judging by Rotten Tomatoes reviews and scores. Clearly no one else likes it being episodic either. Clearly everyone's really annoyed with it being episodic, so such is life. But I still really like it, and I'm erring on the side of caution that it's not going to be agenda driven. I still think it's very satirical. Like, I genuinely think it is. Like, they're taking the mick out of feminists, they're taking the mick out of racists, they're taking the mick out of everyone. And that's satire. And this is what I said in my other reviews, is that satire tends to sort out people with senses of humour over people that, are very firmly in their belief system. Some of the stuff that they're poking fun at, I actually agree with, but it's still satire, it's still funny. But, Anyway, I hand it on over to you. What do you think? Episode 4, was it good? Was it bad? I don't know whether this is going to run out of steam being episodic. And that's what I'm asking you now, actually. Do you think it will run out of steam? Please do let me know down below in the comment section. If you are new here, then please do hit subscribe. You can stay up to date for more of these weekly reviews by hitting the bell notification icon. If you're a returning subscriber, make sure you check you are subscribed, actually, and make sure you've got the notifications on set to all. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Drop your thoughts down below. Mr. H, take care.